This conference will now be recorded.
Now see here guys, what exactly we need to do in the today's session means we are going to get some requirements. You know the roles and responsibilities of a tester guys. In the previous classes I have explained you. So you are going to get a requirements. From the requirements, first you are going to analyze the requirements. So you are going to get a requirements. You are going to get a requirements. Okay. So the requirement document may be what you are going to get. It means it may be functional requirement specification or the function specification document. Or functional specification document. We are going to get it. Functional specification. This document you are going to get it. Okay. After getting this document, from this document, first you are going to analyze the document. You are going to do the analysis. Once you are going to analyze the document, if you are having any doubt in the document, if you have any doubt in the FRS document, you are going to prepare. Okay. You are going to prepare a requirement clarification note or a clarification tracker, and you are going to send it to the business analyst. You know this one. So first you are going to get the requirements. That requirement document will be the functional requirement specification or the functional specification document. So once you are going to get the document, okay, you are going to analyze the document. You are going to try to understand the document. Okay. After this, what exactly you are going to do is if you have any doubts there in the document, or if you are not clear with the document, you are going to prepare something called clarification tracker. Okay, clarification tracker or requirement clarification note. I have teached these things in the previous class, starting classes. So you are going to send it to the business analyst. Okay, then business analyst, he is going to conduct a meeting he's going to conduct a session. He is going to give all the clarifications for you people. So once you are going to done with this, you are going to prepare a test scenarios. You are going to prepare a test scenarios. Then you are going to review the test scenarios. Then after that, you are going to prepare test cases. Prepare test cases, you are going to prepare it. After preparing the test cases, you are going to prepare test data. Okay. After preparing the test data, so you are going to prepare requirement traceability matrix. These things what you are going to prepare. Then after this, execution will come into picture. You are going to execute the test cases on the application. After executing, if there is any defects in the application, we are going to do the retesting, regression testing. These things will continue this. Now see here, I have a requirement here. See this requirement. Okay. For this requirement, what you need to do it. First one, see here. Identify all the test scenarios for the below requirement. So you need to identify all the test scenarios for the requirement. Okay. After writing the test scenarios, you need to write something like test cases for the requirement. You need to write the test case. Okay. After writing the test cases for the requirement, after execution, you need to log the defects. So you are going to execute the test case on the application. You are going to log the defects. Okay. Now see the requirement here, guys. What they have given. So this is the defect information. What they have given. So this is the defect information. These are the defect information. After execution only, we'll get this information. First, see the requirement. Requirement will start from here. See the requirement. After you can see the defect information. Now see here. I have a requirement. The application name is common floor application. Application is common floor application. This application can be used to search for a property to rent in. So they need in a common floor application where you can able to enter the details and you can able to search for a property where you can able to rent in. Okay. The below screen will help the users to search for the property by entering the details like email ID, phone number, city, location, budget, type of property, time period, and note if any. Okay. All these details you need to enter, and finally you need to submit and you need to check whether there is any rented properties are there. Okay, these things where they are going. Now see, they are going to give the fields information also. You require the property. It's a radio button. So there is something like one radio button will be there. Okay. Now see here, in the current available values in the database are to buy, whether you can buy the property or you can able to rent in the property. These two information will be there. Whether you can able to rent, you can take the property as for the rent, or you can able to buy the property. Okay. So what are the details you need to enter? See here, guys. This is the screenshot. What we are going to discuss. If you want, first we'll see this, then we'll see the requirement. See here, you require the property, whether you want to buy the property or to rent in the property. Two things. Here you need to enter the name, email ID, phone number, location, that is city, location. In the city, you have some other locations, maybe like Bangalore. In the Bangalore, some East Bangalore or Shastri Nagar or Marathali, like this location, you are going to search it here. Then what is the minimum budget and what is the maximum budget? Then you have the type of the property. So they have mentioned something like type of the property. We'll see what is the type of the property in the requirement, and bedrooms, 2 bedrooms or 3 bedrooms kind of thing. And you need immediate or it will take some time. So whether you are a real estate agent or you want the property for yourself, then if you want to mention any information, any note you want to mention. So finally, you are going to post the requirements in this page. So the user can able to buy the property here, or he can able to give rent in the property after entering all the details here. Now see here, for this field, for this every field, they are going to give some explanation for the field. If there is a name field, so name will accept only characters. It will not accept the like letters or the numerics. All these things they are going to give it here. Now see here, one by one they are going to do it. So this is the requirement. Again, I'm saying this, it's a common source application where you are going to search for rent in properties, or you can buy the property. So in this, we have the fields. Name field is there, email ID, phone number, all the fields are there. For every field, recording every field, they are going to give the details here. Now see here, you require the property, it's the radio button. Whether you can select, you require the property means renting, you can select, or you are going to buy, you can select. Two options are there. This is the thing, to buy or renting. There is a name text box. Name. Though this text box will accept only alphabet values, maximum of 30 characters of length. So this is the requirement of the name field. This is the requirement of the text box name field. So this is the name field. This name field will accept only alphabetical values, alphabets of 30 characters of length. 30 characters of length. Only name will accept 30 characters of length. First one. Next one, they have mentioned your email text box. Email text box. If this field can accept alphanumeric and special characters, but in a valid format. Valid format means when you are going to enter the email, the rate of should be there. The rate of should be there. Like it will, but it will accept alphabets as well as numerics. Both will accept. Like Murthy, MURTHY 481 @gmail.com. So the rate should be there. So it's a valid format. Next one, your mobile number. Your mobile number, it is saying it's a list box. Okay. There in the mobile number, you have two things, guys. Your mobile number, you have two things. First one is a list box where you can select the country code 91 or +91 +1. This is the country code where you need to select. It's a list box means it's a drop down list. You can see here. Mobile number, first one is a drop down. Then you have a text box. This one is a drop down. You need to select the country code here. Country code. Okay. So that is the requirement here. Next one is the mobile number text box. It will accept only max 10 digits. 10 digits it is going to accept. Okay. So that is the numbers. Again, he's saying, guys, numeric values of maximum 10 digits. It's going to accept only the numeric values of 10 digits. Next one, we have something like list box. City, it is a list box. The current values available in the database are Chennai, Bangalore, and Coimbatore. Now see here, there is a city here. City drop down. List box means it's a drop down list. Now see here, city, there is a drop down. In the drop down, you have only three values. Only three values it will accept, because this application is working in three cities only. In three cities only, we can use this application. It will be Chennai, Coimbatore, and Bangalore. Only three things. Okay. There's a city requirement. After city, they have something like location. Okay. Location means, okay, it is a text box. You are going to select the location in the city, whether it's a Bangalore, you can say it's a KR-Puram or Tin Factory or Marathali kind of thing, where you are going to search it. See here, the user has to enter the three starting character or the place in the city selected. The system will list the locations matching the three characters, and the user can select from the list. So when you are going to type it, if it is a Marathali MA, or if you are going to type it now, it has to show that Marathali or like this, the information it has to show that. So the user can able to select. That is a location. It's a text box. Okay. Again, you can see one more thing here, guys. We have some fields which are mandatory, some fields which are not mandatory. Now see here, guys. Location field is mandatory or not, guys? Location field is mandatory or not?
No,
It's
sir.
not mandatory, sir.
Not mandatory. If there is a star mark here, these are the mandatory fields. If they don't have the star mark here, it's not a mandatory field. Okay. Next we'll see this. Next we'll see. Next one is, we have something like budget, guys. So budget, it's a list box. List box means, it's a drop down where you can able to select the budget. Okay. So there is a, see here in the database, there is a budget available from 3,000 to 7,000. That's the minimum budget. The current values are available in the database 3,000 to 7,000. Okay, this is the minimum budget. Okay. If it's a maximum budget, they are saying it's 3,000 to 10,000. So 10,000 will be the maximum budget. Now see here, they have given some note here. See the note. Value in the budget maximum list box should be greater than the value in the budget minimum list box. So when you are selecting the budget, guys, when you are selecting the budget, there is a minimum value and maximum value. See here, this is a minimum value, this is the maximum value. So here, if you are going to select 3,000, here you can select 10,000. So minimum will be the 3,000, maximum will be 10,000. But you cannot select minimum 10,000 and maximum 5,000. You cannot select. So that is the note what they have. Again, I am saying always the minimum budget should be lesser than the maximum budget, or always the maximum budget will be greater than the minimum budget. So if I am selecting the minimum budget 3,000, maximum budget should be 7,000 or 10,000. Or if I am selecting the minimum budget 7,000, I cannot select the maximum budget 3,000. That is the thing what they have to do. See the note here. So you need to study this document first. Whenever you are going to write the scenarios or the cases, you need to study the document. Okay. Next one is, they have given type of property. It is a list box, so it's a drop down. The current values available in the database are apartment, villa, or row house. So type of property you are searching, whether you want to say you want an apartment, or you want a villa, or you want a row house. So you are going to search for this type of property, which property you want. Okay. Next one. In this, you have one more thing, type of property only. We have something like bedrooms. It's also a list box. Now see here, type of property, you have two fields here. Again, see here, there is a type of property. One is type, second one is bedrooms. Type means you need to select the villa or the apartment or the row house. Then you have the bedrooms here. So we need to check it for the requirement for the bedrooms, what they have. So bedrooms, it's a list box, drop down. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 are like totally like 1, 2, 3 are greater than 3. These bedrooms you need to search this. Okay. Next one, time period. So it's a list. Again, it's a drop down. So time period means you need to check it. So how much time you require to occupy that house or you need to. That is like time period, maybe 15 days or the 1 month. Okay. Again, it is asking, are you a real estate agent who is posting that requirement? Whether yes or no. Whether yes or no. So we are going to give the house for a rented purpose. Whether we are a real estate agent or not, it is taking this. Okay. Then see. No text box is there. If you have any more requirements, you can able to fill it here. The field can accept 100 votes. The user can enter any information to share. So any information we can able to share it. Okay, here. So finally, you are going to have a button. Post my requirements is the button. See here, post my requirements is the button. The user, after entering the necessary details, click the post my requirements button. The system validates the data. So we are going to enter all the details, and finally we can able to post the requirements. We can able to post the requirements. Okay. You people just go through the requirement once again. Just see, this is the requirement. Go through the requirement once, guys. Let me know if you have any doubt in the requirements. Just go through the requirement, guys. Okay. So you are clear with the requirements. So now we are going to write the test scenarios for this case. Getting guess what I am saying? Can you write the test scenarios for this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see here, I'll take a document. First, I will explain you that like how we have written. This is a common flow. So we have a cover page. So like some cognizant, some tester like she is my trainee, she has written this. Okay. Now see here, we'll go to the test scenarios. It's a common for application. What is the version name number? It will be there. Okay. So like name, role, signature, and date, prepared by, reviewed by, approved by. These things will be there in the first page. When you go to the second page, you have a test scenario document here.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, actually, I have doubts, sir. In Tosca, you shown something field, right? So in that we will work, right, in Tosca. But in manual, we will work in through Excel only, or for that also we need application or something like that. Ac-
See here, whenever you are writing the test scenarios or the test cases, data requirement traceability matrix, you are going to work with Excel first. First, you are going to write in Excel. From Excel, you can able to writing the test scenarios. You are going to do it in Excel sheet, guys. Whatever the writing the test scenarios or the test cases, preparing the test data, everything. Then when you are going to execute the test cases, you are going to automate the test cases by using any tools. So if you want to use in Tosca, by seeing these test cases, you are going to automate the test cases. At the time of execution only, you are going to use the automation testing tools. When you are preparing in the manual testing or like what are the automation testing, if you want to prepare the scenarios or the cases, test data, anything, you need to do in Excel sheets. Case. Getting what I'm saying? After preparing the Excel sheets, you can upload test cases if you want to QC, ALM QC. You can say automation lifecycle model, quality center you can upload, or you can upload the test cases to Jira. You can do it. These things you can do it. If you want, you can upload the test cases to this directly from Excel sheets. For execution purpose, test execution purpose. Okay. If you are doing the manual testing, okay, then you can use Excel sheet. Excel you can use it, or and I can say I did not say or, and you are going to use Jira. You can use it. Okay, for you can upload the test cases here, or you can log the defects in Jira. The same thing, this is a manual execution. Manual. At the same time of test case execution, if you are going to use some automation tools, for execution purpose only, you are going to use it automation testing tools case. Writing the test cases, everything you are going to do it in an Excel sheet. After getting approved from the business analyst, then only if you want, you can able to upload this into the any tool if you want. Getting guess what I am saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, again, I'm saying for writing the test cases, you are going to use the Excel sheets. Once it is get approved by either your like a business analyst or something, if you are going to use this any tools, if you want, you can upload. That is one task. Or second thing means execution purpose, you are going to use the automation testing tools. Execution automation testing tools. Maybe for automation testing tools for execution, test execution. Here, if you want, you can use Selenium. This is only for the execution purpose. Or you can use UFT, or you can use Tosca. The test case, whatever you have written in the Excel sheet, you are going to convert into the test steps or the scripts in the automation testing tools. See, one by one, you have written all the test cases. Now see here, guys. Think like this. I have these test cases, guys. I'll take one test case. So this test case is there. The entire test case I am going to convert into the test scripts in the Tosca tool, and I am going to execute there. Writing you can keep in Excel sheets, or if you can keep in the QC or Jira, they don't care. But you need to convert this into the scripts in the whatever the automation testing tool you are going to use it. By seeing this, you will do that. And finally, you are going to execute that. You are not going to execute this in Excel sheet. Getting this what I am saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see here. First one, I am going to write the test scenarios for this requirement. For the requirement which we have seen here. So you know that whenever you are going to write a test scenarios, whenever you are going to test scenario or test cases, you need to follow something. First one, whenever you are going to test scenario should start with to verify or to check or to validate. So this you know this. So test scenario should start with this. Next one, if there is any fields, it should be in double quotations. Field should be in double quotation. Any field name you want to mention. It should be in double quotations. If it is a button, it should be in square brackets with capital letters. Button. It should be in square brackets with like capital letters. Okay. If the test data is there, it should be in single quotation. Test data should be in single quotation. And when you are writing the expected results in test case, in test cases, if you are going to write expected results, you need to use the keyword should. Should be mandatory when you are writing the expected results in the test case. Okay. Now these things you know that. Now, one more thing, guys. If there is something like a radio button, see here, I have a radio button here. Okay. When you are having the radio button, when you are writing a test cases, you can use something like select. So we are selecting some radio button here. Select you can use. Select. Okay. When you are having the text box means I need to enter some data. So I need to mention enter. I'm entering some data. What is the text box? I need to enter some data. See here, there's a text box. I need to enter some data. I'm entering the data. Okay. When there is a drop down case, drop down means it's a list box. When there is a drop down, again I am going to use a select. Drop down means I am going to select the value. drop down, select. Okay. So after this, finally, if I have a button, guys, I'm getting some disturbance, guys. Please mute. Okay. If there is a button, finally we are going to use click. So these are the basic things, guys. These are the basic things. Okay. So when you are writing a scenarios, the scenario should start with verify to check or validate, and all the field names should be in a double quotation. Whatever the test cases fields or wherever the fields, it should be in double quotations. If it is a button, it should be in caps. Button should be in caps and square brackets. Guys, can you please mute this? All the people, can you please mute? Okay. Next one, there is a test data which should be in single quotation. And when you are writing expected results and test cases, you need to use should is a keyword, you need to use it. Then whenever you are writing the test cases, you need to follow this case. So if it is a radio button select, you need to mention. If it is a text box, you are going to enter the value. If it is a drop down, it's you are going to select the value. If you are a button, you are going to click on that. So these are the things. Now we'll see this case. For this requirement, I need to write the test scenarios. Okay. When you are writing a test scenarios, you know that is a single requirement. So there is to buy properties. I am selecting to buy. I am going to fill all the fields, valid fields. I am going to click on post my requirement. One scenario. I can write it. Again, the same thing. To buy is I am going to enter some invalid data. I am going to click on post my requirement. Second scenario. Then field level validations. All the fields I need to validate. All the fields like your name. It is accepting only 0 to that is 30 characters maximum or not. Email ID is there. Whether valid format it is accepting or not. Phone number is there. Only 10 digits it is accepting or not. City, only 3 locations it is showing or not. Like this, I need to validate all the things here. I need to validate all the things. So we'll see the test scenario. See here, again I'm saying guys, here I have 2 buttons. When I am selecting to buy or to rent, if the buttons or some of the new buttons has been added here or the functionality is changing now, again I need to write a separate scenarios to buy and to rent also. If the same features are there for both now, you can go with the 3 scenarios. But normally for this requirement, we need to write 5 scenarios. 5 scenarios. Why means, see here again I'm saying to buy and entering all the valid data post my requirement, 1 scenario. Again to buy, to entering some invalid data and you are going to check post my requirements, 2 scenarios. And final one is field level validation. Again to rent and entering the valid data and you are going to post the requirements. Again to rent and you are going to enter the invalid data and post my requirements. So 1 field level validation is enough scenario for this. All the fields they are going to check. Now see here, see the scenarios what they have written. It's a common source application. Application means that the module name. It's a common source application. Okay. In the common source also, they are going to write this module name. This module name is post your requirements. This is the module name. Post your requirements is a module name. But they have written the application name only. Normally they need to write the common source application. In this application, there is like post your requirements. Post your requirements. So this is my like module. Okay, I have some test scenarios what they have written. Scenario 1, scenario 2, scenario 3. Okay, first one, see this. To check the functionality of post my requirements button when the user enters the valid data. So they are checking these requirements. Okay, they are checking this requirement of this functionality of this button when user is entering all the valid data. So that is the first one. Okay, next is the scenario. Scenario description. To verify that the application allows the user to post his requirements when he enters the valid data. When he is entering the valid data, so application is allowing the user or not. So you are getting this requirement from a FRS document. It's a reference document and requirement is R_01. So I'm giving this requirement is only one requirement. The requirement name is R_001. This requirement name. So all the test scenarios belongs to this requirement only. And from this document only, we are going to write these scenarios. This is the first scenario for the valid. For the invalid, to check the functionality of post my requirements button when user enters the invalid data. Okay. Here, to verify that the application allows the user to post his requirements when he entered invalid data. Okay. Now see here, this scenario is wrong. What she has written. Okay. See here, to verify that the application allows the user. So application did not allow the user here. Application will not allow the user. Getting this? What I am saying?
Yes, sir.
What you need to
Allows
what
or
what you need to write here?
prevents or not allows.
Yeah. Application prevents the user to post his requirements when he is in the invalid data. Okay. Next, after this, it's a FRS document, is same requirement. Next, field level validation. Next, test case number 3. So test scenario 3, field level validation to verify all the fields. You are going to verify all the fields. Okay. Finally, you can mention here accept valid data. So you are going to check all the field is accepting valid data or not. So you are going to check all the fields. So these fields I have kept in the bracket here. All the fields you need to check. These are the fields. All the fields. You require the property, your name, email ID, your phone number, all the fields you need to check this. If you want, you can keep in separate line also, you can keep it like this. So this is the entire test scenarios what they have written. So clear with the test scenarios, we'll go with the test cases, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see here, for every test case, you can able to write the multiple, for every test scenario, you can able to write the multiple test cases, guys. You can able to write the multiple test cases. Now see here, test cases what they have written. First we will see one test case clearly, then we will go for the remaining test cases one by one. See here, it's a test case 1. Okay, this test case belongs to scenario 1. From first scenario only, they are going to write the test cases. Now you'll see here, guys, to validate that the application allows the user to submit his requirements after entering the valid data in all the fields and click on post my requirements button, verify submission successful. So what is this requirement, guys? What we are going to do in this test case? What is this test case description? What is this case? What you understand from this test case description? Go through it once and let me know. What is this test case description, guys? What you are going to do? What you are doing here, guys, in this test case? What you want to do in this test case?
So we have to enter the valid details and verify the submission.
Okay, very good.
Positive.
We are entering, yes, we are entering all the details, okay, valid details, and finally click on post my requirement button, and it has to verify successful submission. So when you are entering all the valid details, finally it is going to show that successful submission, guys. Okay. Now step by step, you need to enter, you know, that steps to execute. Each and every step, how you are, what you need to enter here. Each and every step, what you need to enter here, and how what you are expecting from the application, what is your expected results, what is your expected results. So here step by step what you need to enter and what is your expected here is. Before that, there is something like post condition. Post condition means this page should be available, this page should be available, post your requirement page should be available. It's a precondition, sorry, a precondition, it should be a precondition. Why means this page should be available. Then you need the test data, right, to enter here. You need the test data or not?
Yes, sir.
You need test data.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you need the test data. Okay, that test data they are going to provide here, guys. But here they are providing only the test data parameters. Here they are providing only the test data parameters. Why means test data they are going to provide in a separate document. Test data normally they are providing in a separate document. Why means, see here, there is a name field. Here normally you need to write the test cases which should be reusable case. More times you need to execute the test cases. The test case should be reusable. Okay, test case should be reusable. So what you can do it means, here you have a field like your name. If I enter only one name, only one time you are going to test this application. But I can mention 3 to 4 names separately. I can mention the test data also. Separately I can mention the test data also. Getting guess what I'm saying? See here, think like this. What we can do it now? We'll prepare test data. We'll prepare test data. Okay. Now, before that, before preparing the test data, what I need you people to learn it means, you know what is a precondition. Precondition means this page should be available, the application should be available. Test data means the data what you are going to enter here for testing is called test data. The test data should be available for testing. Okay, but here they have mentioned only the test data parameters, means the field names. These are the field names which they require the data. These are the field names which they need to enter the data. So these are the fields. They need to enter the data in all the fields. One by one, they need to enter the data. So that is what they have mentioned as test data parameters. After that, they have mentioned something like steps to execute and expected results. Now, what you need to do it means, go through the steps one by one. Go through the steps one by one. Okay. First, what you need to do is steps to execute. You are going to see this test case. Here, what they have mentioned in the steps to execute: select valid data in. You require the property field values from current database. Okay. So you are going to select something like select valid data in. You require the property field. You require the property field is the first field case. Whether I can select to buy or to rent, one only I can select it. Anything to buy I can select, or to enter I can select case. To rent I can select to rent or to buy. Now see here. So it is asking, what is your expected result case? Data in the your required the property field should be selected and displayed. So this is your expected result. So if you are going to select any one here, so the data should be selected and displayed. Okay, first one is done. Next, second step, it is saying enter the valid data in your name field case. Okay, if what you are expecting, guys, see what is saying this. Now see here, guys, you don't have the application here. Again I'm saying is, whenever you are going to write the test cases, you don't have the application with you, only you have the functional requirement specification document. But whenever you are going to the test execution, you will have the application with you, guys. When you are going to the test execution, at the time only you will have the application with you. Why means developer has been developed the application, they have given the application for you testing. At the time only you are going to something like test execution. But when you are writing the test cases, you don't have the application with you. You have only functional requirement specification document or a screenshot like this. Now, second step, what you are going to enter the name here. They have mentioned here, enter the valid data in your name field. Okay, it will be max 30 characters. It will be max 30 characters. Here, data in the name field should be accepted and displayed. It should be there. So the data, whatever in the name field, it should be accepted and displayed. So what this is the steps to execute. These are expected results. You are not writing any actual results. After test execution only, you are going to write something like actual results, status, and defect ID. Clear till here, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now see here. What is the third step, guys? I want somebody to read what is in the third step.
Have to enter the valid email.
Okay.
Email.
One by one we'll continue. Yeah, okay. Yes, one will read it. Anybody?
So the valid and the email ID should contain the alphanumerical and special characters, the Gmail at the symbol.
Okay. So what you are expecting from that?
Email ID should be accepted and displayed in the field
Okay.
box, text box.
So yeah. So you are expecting here, you are going to enter some valid email here with a valid format. This application should accept when displayed. So this is the third step. Okay. What is the fourth step then after that? Yeah, you can continue. What is the fourth step?
Have to enter our 10-digit mobile numbers.
Okay.
And
So
the data should be accepted and
yes, there's the fourth one. So if you are going to enter some 10-digit mobile number here, it has to accept and display. Okay, both it is showing right. So then after that, you need to select the valid city field. City, you have 3 values in the databases. You need to select that it should be displayed. So then location, you are going to select it. First 3 digits, if you are going to enter the location. So the location, you can enter some location data here. Then you can select the budget also here. Budget. What is the minimum budget? What is the maximum budget? You can select it. So it should be selected and displayed. Find the type of property you need to select here. So it should show the type of property what you have selected. Then how many bedrooms are there? You need to select. Then what is the time period you are going to take this? Okay. Then you are a real estate agent or not. Then if you have any more information like note, and finally you are going to post the requirements. So application has to post the requirements. It should be say submission successful message should be displayed. So this is the first test case. First test case. Just you have written only the test case here. You do not do any execution case. No execution here. Only you have written the test case here. So you are entering all the positive valid information here. Finally click on post my requirements. Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
yes, sir.
Okay. Now what I can do, it means when you are writing a test cases, you can write some positive test cases and negative test cases. Okay. The test case what you have written now is a positive test case or negative test case?
Positive.
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 What is the negative test
Positive.
case? Okay. What is the negative test case?
Invalid data to enter.
Invalid data
Invalid data.
enter.
Again, I am saying this. Just see here. The button is there here. If you are expecting when you are going to post my requirements, it is showing like verify successful submission means it's a positive test case. Or the button is going to show some error message to us. You are expecting some error message. You are expecting. See here, whenever you are entering some invalid data, you are expecting some error message. That is something like negative test case. That is something like negative test case. Now, for this application, generally, we can write a lot of test cases. We can write a lot of test cases. But I will show that, like, just I will guide you. Whatever the application, you need to write some test cases which are mandatory. First one, you have written something like valid test case. Valid test case is first one. Just entering valid data in all the fields. First one, and finally click on submit. Second one, what you can write means enter valid data only in mandatory fields. Only in mandatory fields you are going to enter the data and you are going to test that application. So whether this one is the second one is a positive test case or negative test case.
Positive test case, sir.
Very good. Next one.
Positive.
So, next one. So done with this. Next, what I am going to do is I am going to leave one mandatory field and try to enter data. Try to enter data. So this is a positive or negative test case.
Negative test case, sir.
Okay, very good. It's a negative test case. Okay. Next one is I will not enter any data any data, directly I will click on submit. Click on post my requirements or whatever that. Click on like post my requirements. So this is a positive test case or negative test case?
Negative, sir.
Negative.
Negative. Very good. Next one I am going to write it. Enter valid data, okay, by leaving one non-mandatory field. So it's a positive test case or negative test case?
Positive test case.
Positive, sir.
Positive test case. Getting this, how you are going to write the test cases. Now see here, entering valid data in on the field, now you can write one test case for this. One test case, you are entering all the valid data. Okay. For this one, for second one, see here, enter valid data only in the mandatory fields. Here also you can write only one test case because only mandatory fields now I can enter. Here I can select one. Here, this is your name or email ID or your mobile number, city, and like a budget. Okay, then I am going to post the requirements. Okay, only mandatory fields I am selecting this. Only mandatory fields I can select. Okay, generally I am saying this because see here also we have something like to buy and to rent means it will change. It will change. Okay, now see here. Next one is leaving one mandatory field means for this I can write more test cases. First time I can leave my name, I can leave. Next time I can leave the budget, or like this you can write it. See here, leave this button, first button. Just we need to select its mandatory. Now see, first time I have left name, I am going to post my requirements. It will throw the error. Next, after second test case, I am going to enter I will leave the email ID, I will fill all the details. It will throw the error. Third time, I'll leave the mobile number, I will try to post my requirements. Next one means this location will be default. Only 3 locations, it will take any location, no problem. Next one is I will not select the budget, minimum budget, I will select only maximum budget. Next one, I will select only the minimum budget. These things I can write more test cases, right? When you are leaving one mandatory field, getting or not this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
if leaving one mandatory field, how many test cases you can write for this case?
6.
6. Huh? How means this is a default. We cannot leave this. But if you leave name and fill all the details, one test case. Email ID, if you are going
Yes,
to
sir.
leave email ID, filling all the test cases 2. Phone number 3. Okay. Next, Chennai, it's a default. It will take anything default here. Next one is once leaving the minimum budget. Next time leaving the maximum budget. Total 5 you can write it, right? Is there anything more than this? Check it once case.
No, sir.
So you require
Yes,
the
sir.
property buy or rent.
That one is a default, right? We cannot remove that, right? It's a default one. When it's a drop down, okay, here also city or something also, it's a default, it is taking one value. If there is a select button or something, then you can leave. But here this is the default. We cannot leave that, right? Getting this what I am saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So 5 test cases you can write for this. 5. Okay. Next, what is the next requirement, guys? Not entering any data and click on post my requirements. How many test case you can write for this case?
1, sir.
1. Very good. Next one, guys. For this, how many test case you can write? We can see for this one. Enter valid data by leaving one non-mandatory field. If it is a non-mandatory field is there, so for this, how many test cases you are going to write? One non-mandatory field. Or like see here, I want you people to answer this one, guys. Enter valid data by leaving all non-mandatory fields. Can you write this test case, guys?
Yes, sir.
No, why not? Because already this test case is being covered here. This test case has been covered here. In this only the test case will cover, right? I will mention like enter valid data in the mandatory field means already we are leaving all non-mandatory fields there, right?
Yes, sir.
So we don't getting this what I'm saying.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Sir.
This one is equal to this one, guys. So we don't want this. Already mandatory fields I have mentioned that. So enter valid data by leaving one non-mandatory field. One non-mandatory field means so location one time I have leave. I write one test case. Next here like type one time I have leave. Next bedrooms one time I can leave. Immediate or something you have the information here, right? I can leave this. Here yes or no is there one. Here yes or no it's like it's a default one. And note is there. So I'm leaving this non-mandatory fields and I can able to write for 5 test cases also for this. Getting guys clear how you are going to write the test cases? We'll see that. If you are clear with this now, we'll see one by one test case. For non-mandatory
Yes,
field also, okay. Check it. Let me know guys how many test cases we can write for non-mandatory fields by leaving one non-mandatory field. How many test cases we can write?
Six, sir.
Okay. We'll see one case. First one is I can leave the location. Okay. Second one, type I can leave it. Third one, bedrooms I can leave it. And fourth one, like here, immediate or something like we have any default or something now we cannot do anything. But if there is anything here, at the time we can leave it. But if this is a default one now, we cannot do anything. Again, I'm saying if it's a default one means we cannot see anything. We need to see the application. Okay. Next one is see here. Again, I'm saying what I can say, you can leave location, you can leave it. Next one is type, you can leave it. But if it's a bedrooms and this immediate is a default one, this bedrooms also we can leave it because we need to select 1, 2 or 3 bedrooms. These are 3 test case number 3. But this immediate we need to confirm this. Next one is note 4. 4 only we need to write this. 4 only we can write it. But default it is taking immediate here. So at the time 4. One is location. Second one is type. Third one is like here bedroom. And fourth one is note case. Other than this, anything, please let me know, guys. Four we can write it. Okay. Now see the test cases. We'll go for second test case. Okay. So I want one by one to explain these test cases, guys. Is there any error in the test case also? I want you people to help me to find out. Okay. Now see here. Like, what is this test case, Sarita? Is it what is this? Just let me know. Second one, guys.
We will enter only mandatory fields. So
Okay.
by clicking the submission, it will be after only mandatory fields we will do, sir, here.
Okay. Is it positive test case or negative test case?
Yeah, positive only. Because
Okay.
we are not leaving any mandatory field.
Okay, good. So what is the precondition and test data you require? Test data parameters. What is the
First of all,
precondition?
that page should that post requirement page should be available.
Available. Okay. Test data parameters means what you are mentioning here. Only the mandatory fields you are going to mention here.
Yes.
Because you are entering only the mandatory fields, right? You need to mention only the mandatory fields.
Mandatory
Now
fields.
see here. Yeah. See the steps to execute and what is the description here. Go through it. If you have any doubt, let me know, please. Check it whether they are entering only the data in the mandatory fields or not. Whether they are checking the data, they are entering the data in the mandatory fields or not. Check it once, please. They are entering the data only in the mandatory fields. Check it once.
Yes, sir. It's only mandatory fields only.
Okay, good. We'll go for the next one. We'll see the next test case. These are the test cases before execution, guys. Again, I'm saying. Okay. Now, who will guide me this test case? Hey, somebody will say that maybe Ilango. So one by one, guys, what you can understand from this test case. Ilango or like Vijay, Kiran, Lakshmipati, anybody, Nivedta. I need to know that whether you understand this test case or not. Yeah, tell me.
Sir, it is a
Sir,
native
enter
scenario.
the
Yes, it represents to value.
Wait. One by one, guys. Anyone.
It is a native scenario. Here we can enter non-mandatory fields only, sir.
Kiran, right?
Yes, sir, Kiran.
Okay, just a moment, Kiran. What exactly? It's a test case 3 and it belongs to test scenario, second test scenario.
Yes,
Now
sir.
see here. To what you have done it here, what it is asking, Kiran, what exactly in the description?
To validate the application prevents.
Yeah, what exactly you have done here?
Here we need to identify the requirements page is available or not. After that, we need to enter non-mandatory fields. After that,
Okay.
it is required to the post requirement button is whether it will accept or not.
What they are saying here means you are entering the valid data only in the non-mandatory fields, guys. You are entering the valid data only in the non-mandatory fields. You are entering that valid data. So location is the non-mandatory field, type of property, type of bedrooms, period, or your real estate agent. These things are there. It's a non-mandatory fields. You are entering the data only in the non-mandatory fields and click on submit this. So this is the thing what they are doing here. Okay. Now in the steps also, steps to execute are the expected result whenever they are entering only about the non-mandatory fields here, not the mandatory fields. See here.
Sir,
Enter
I
valid
have
data in the
a
location. Yeah, tell me.
sorry, in that page, real estate agent, that is a radio button. We have to at least select yes or no. So that is a
Yes.
mandatory or not.
See here.
Not only.
Now see here.
So star means
Wait.
mandatory. Okay.
Wait. Only the star it should be the mandatory. Whether you are selecting this, whether you are not selecting this, you are selecting yes or no. By defaultly it will be no. Defaultly it is taking no, guys. Defaultly it is taking no. If you are going to keep it yes, it's a different thing, but it's not a mandatory. Whether you can select or you can leave it. Whether you are selecting or if you are leaving this also, you can able to post your requirements. Getting guess what I'm saying? But if there is a star, then only it will be mandatory.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now this test case, they are entering only the valid data in all the non-mandatory fields, and finally they are going to click on post my requirements. The application is displaying the error message. Check it the test case once. If you are clear with the test case, then we'll go for the next one, guys. Just check it once. Guys, there is some mistakes in the test cases because the people might like the Chinese has been written this, but I not validate this. There is some mistakes will be there. Check it once. If you can able to find out also, please let me know. If you are done with this, we'll go for the next one. And one more thing, guys. Why you are having only test data parameters here, only the field names? Why you don't have the data here, guys? Why you don't have the data?
The data is separated. We get it separated.
Okay. For that, just I will give you a small explanation, guys. See here. Now think like this. First one. Enter valid data in all the fields and click on submit. Maybe think like this. I'm entering all the data, all the valid data in the fields. Think like Gmail login, guys, or Facebook login, and click on login. Just simple example. Click on login. If I'm going to keep the data here, test data parameters, they are going to keep here like normally test data parameters they are going to keep. What is the test data parameters? Here we have something like email, okay, email or phone number. This were like Facebook guys, and password. Okay. Now for this, if I am going to, for same like this application, if I am going to keep this test data parameters, if I am going to give the data here, so I will give my data here. So I will give the password. So this, if I am going to give it like this, I can do only one time only I can test that application, right? So this test case, only one time I am going to execute with the data which I have provided, right? Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
But getting guys, see this test case, I have only one data here. This data. If I am going to create a separate, if I am going to create a separate Excel sheet, if I am going to create a separate Excel sheet, okay, for test data. Now in this Excel sheet, okay, if I am going to provide 4 sets of data, like Murthy481@gmail.com, like Aparna, like this 4 sets of data, if I am going to provide like this, so the same test case you are going to execute for 4 times with different sets of data, right?
Sir.
Yes or no? Getting guys what I am saying? So I can provide one data here. Gmail. So this is the Excel sheet I am providing. Next, yeah, Aparna Harsha at Gmail. Next, so I can give this 4 sets of data like this, right? Getting here, if you are testing like this, you can able to give only one set of data here. But when I am going to create a separate Excel sheet for the test data, I can able to give multiple sets of data here. I can able to give the multiple sets of data here, so that the test cases are reusable. Whatever the test cases, we are going to reuse the test cases. Getting or not, guys? And executing with the multiple sets of data. If there is any issues, you can able to find out easily. Getting or not, guys? Not only for valid data, for invalid data also we can give multiple sets of data for every test case. You are going to do some boundary value analysis, equivalence class partition for the data, and you are going to provide the test data for that. Till here clear or not, guys? Why you are giving a separate Excel sheet?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now see here, guys. Go for the next test case. Okay. See here, guys. What is this test case? Okay, it's very small. Now see here, guys. Somebody will go through this test case and let me know, please. Anyone?
Sir, entering all the valid data in the fields by leaving one non-mandatory field blank, sir.
So it's a positive test case or the negative test case?
Positive only, sir. Because they are leaving the just non-mandatory field only. Entering all the mandatory fields.
Okay. So you are leaving only one non-mandatory field, and finally you are going to do this. Okay, good. Now, so you are writing test cases for this. Okay, this one you are writing the test cases. Okay, everyone is okay. See here, this one is the test scenario 2 and test scenario 1. So whenever there is a failure, it will be second scenario. You know this one, right? Whenever it's a failure, it will come to the second scenario. All the positive will come in the first scenarios, and if there is any failure, it will come to second scenario. Clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
we'll go see the field level validation. Field means there is something like your name is there. which will accept 30 characters. You are trying to enter 31 characters and you are going to test it. You are going to test it 29 characters. You are going to test 30, like boundary value analysis. It will be accept 30 characters max in length. So you need to check 29, 30 and 31. You need to check it. These information will be there. Then the test case. This comes under field level validation. See here, for field level validation also they have written the test cases. See this test case, guys. See this test case. Okay. What they are going to check it? To check if the user can able to post his requirement after entering less than 30 characters in your name field. So for the name field, they are going to check if the less than 30 characters or not. 30 characters or not, they are going to check it. The common for application post your request should be displayed and your name only should be there. And you are going to enter 30 alphabetical characters in the name field and press on tab. Data should be accepted and displayed. So if it is less than 30 characters, it should be accepted. If it is greater than 30 characters, it has to throw the error message. That is the next test case. Getting or not, guys?
Yes, sir.
These comes under field level validation test cases. Here you are checking each and every field. It's the field level validation test cases. Okay. But when you are writing the field level validation test cases also, you need to follow a small thing here, guys, which they did not follow here. I am going to give this Excel sheet. You people need to fill the remaining things and you need to send it to me. Okay. What exactly what she has missed now, I will explain. Take this test case. What is this test case, guys? What is this test case? See here once. What they are checking in this test case, guys?
Mobile
Mobile
number,
number,
sir.
validate.
Mobile number. 10 numeric values. Okay. So they are entering the value like 10 numeric values. So it has to accept only 10. The numeric value should be 10. But here, and finally press on tab. Okay. Data in the mobile field should be accepted. Only 10 values. If you are entering less than 10 values or greater than 10 values, it's a negative test case. It's a negative test case for the field level validation. I'll send this Excel sheet for you people. Just go through this Excel sheet, please. Okay. Now, you know how to write a test scenarios. You know how to write a test cases. Okay. You need to know how to log the defects. When you are going to log the defects, guys? When you log the defects?
After execution.
Very good. That is the thing what we require. So, you know how to write test scenarios. Test scenarios, you have done it with the test scenarios. After this, test cases. You have done it. Okay. Then you need to do execute the test case on the application. You need to do something like test execution, I can mention. Okay. Now you have the application. Developers have given the application for us. We are going to execute the test cases on the application. Once you are going to execute the test cases on the application, you need to, when you are executing the test case on the application here, okay, if expected results in the test case, there is expected results equal to actual results, then what case it is? If
Not
expected equal actual results, it is
Not
something
defect.
like
Pass.
Yeah, it's a pass. Very good. There is no defect. Yeah. Now, if expected is not equal to actual results. If expected is not equal to actual results, then it's going to be fail.
Fail.
When you are going to fail, what you need to do it is, if the test case is going to fail, what you are going to do? The first
Log
one,
the defect.
you need to log the defects. And you need to send it to the developer. You need to log the defect and send to developer. Then developer is going to fix the defect. And you are going to send to developer. then developer is going to fix it. After fixing the defect, it will come back. As a tester, we need to do something called retesting, then regression testing. We are going to do it. Okay. Okay, next. Now, see here. We'll see how you are going to log the defect. We'll see. This is very, very important thing, guys. Logging the defect. Why means directly they can go. They can give this they can give the execution for you. Okay. They'll ask you to execute the test case on the application and log the defect. Okay. Now see here. Requirement ID. First, before that, I want you to see something like defect description here, guys. So when you are doing the test execution, think like this. You got these defects, guys. When you are doing the test execution, you got these defects. I want you to go through, everybody to go through the defects, guys. Just go through it once, guys. Just go through it once, guys. Okay. What is the first defect, guys? So these defects are there. Think like this.
The
You are doing,
application, the maximum.
guys, when you are talking, at least you can say your name, because like I don't know your names clearly. That is one thing. So one thing is, see here, they have 3 defects. I want 3 people to do this one by one. How you are going to do it? So what is your name?
This is Ravikiran. When the tester is when the tester uses the common core application, the maximum budget is like 7,000. It is showing the minimum budget value. They enter the less than the minimum budget value, but it accepts it. That is one of the.
Okay, this is the defect, guys. So previously they told that when you are writing a test case, also you need to write a test case for this, right? Because when the application is accepting the maximum budget, okay, lesser than the minimum budget. Okay. Now for this, you need to log the defect. When you are testing this, you can able to see this. If there is a defect, you need to log the defect. Now see here how you are going to log the defect. Requirement 1. This defect belongs to requirement R_01. Why means you can see in the scenario. Okay. All this requirement belongs to only one requirement you have taken. In this requirement, there is a defect. First, okay. Then defect ID, guys, DEF_001. Some people will mention DT. Defect means DT. Some people will write DEF_001. Now see here. This one will be the very, very important defect description. Defect description is very, very important, guys. Why means you need to mention the description clearly so that the developer will understand the defect. Then only he can able to fix the defect. Otherwise, there's a chance where he can able to reject the defect, saying this, you don't have provided the information clearly. They can mention only partial information is there. So you need to mention the defect description clearly. When you are writing the defect description, you need to write 5 things here, guys. You need to mention 5 things. First one is description of the defect. So this is the description of the defect. Second one is what you are expecting. Third one is what application is showing. That is the actual result. Fourth one is what is the build version, in which version the application is coming, because maybe the version has been already completed, but you don't know which version. You need to mention the version also. Finally, you need to mention something like test data here. Test data you need to mention, not the test data, test data. Why means you are using some test data, you are getting the defect. but developer is using some other test data and developer is not getting the defect. Developer is not getting the defect. Okay, so that you need to provide all this information. Just go through this one once up to here. Again, I will explain this case. See the defect, how you to write the defect description. See here once. Defect description, see it once, everybody. See here, first one they have written the requirement ID and defect ID. Then you have the defect description. You need to mention the description clearly, this entire thing, okay, so that the developer will understand this clearly and he can able to fix the defect. Now see here, when the user enters the valid data in all the fields and selecting invalid data in the budget maximum field, and system is displaying successful submission on the click on post my requirements. So this defect description also you need to modify a little bit, guys. You need to mention it clearly in the defect description here also. You need to mention clearly. Okay, when user is entering valid data in all the fields and selecting the minimum budget is greater than the maximum budget and click on submit, it is showing successful submission, post my requirement. You need to mention a little bit clearly compared to this, so that the developer will understand it clearly. Next, what you are expecting, error message should be displayed. Okay, here what is the actual results? Submission successful message should be displayed in the next page. It is showing this, but you are expecting some error message. Now this is the build version and test data you have provided. See here, property, all these things. Now see here, minimum budget is 5,000 and maximum budget is 2,500, but it is not showing the defect. It is not showing the error message, so it's a defect. Guys, you can able to hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are. Now see here, guys. Next one is we have something like test case document or the test case reference. So which test case is failed? Because we are in some test cases, right? But the test case we have a number. So test case number 6 is failed. Test case number 6 is failed. So we are logging the defect. Severity. Severity we are going to give testers and priority is given by the. Who is going to give the priority, guys?
Developer, sir.
No. Who is going to give the priority?
Development manager, sir.
No. I need the correct answer, guys. Who is going to give the
Manager will give priority.
Which manager?
Business manager.
No.
Delivery manager, I think.
Very good. Delivery manager is going to give the priority for the defect. Delivery manager. Again, I'm saying this is in the interviews they can ask who is going to assign the priority in your like project. It's a delivery manager. He knows which defects are important, how it is like impacting. He knows that everything, which is the priority. So severity is given by the tester. It is the seriousness of the defect, that is the impact. Priority means it's the importance of the defect. Okay. Now see here, guys. Delivery manager, it's his work. Our severity we are giving high. Why you are giving severity high here, guys? It is impacting most of the users here. Because if the users are selecting, the minimum budget is some 5,000 and maximum budget is 2,500, it is not showing any error message. So it is impact. Next, steps to reproduce means if the developer want to see the defect again, these steps he need to follow so that the defect will rise, so the developer will see the defect. And whenever you are going to find the first time the defect, if the status of the defect is new, you have seen the defect life cycle, the status of the defect is new, guys. Till here clear the first defect? You have any like doubts here, guys?
No, sir.
Okay. Again, I am saying, yeah, today I am going to send this document. If there is any mistakes in the document or something, I want you people to edit the document. Sit and do this. Okay. Now see here, guys. Next one. See the next defect, guys. See the next defect. First, before that, See the next defect here. What is the next defect? This is the next defect. The user enter an invalid email format in your email text box. The application accept the value. So I am writing directly Murthy 481. So it is taking. There is no @ of Gmail or something. @ should be there when you are using the email case. When you are using the email, @ should be there. Okay. Now see here. When the user enters the valid data in all the fields and entering the invalid data in the email field, the system is displaying successful submission and clicking on post my request. It's a defect. What you are expecting? I am expecting some error message. But what is the actual application is directly showing the submission successful. Build version. We have something like test data parameters. Okay. Now see here, guys. Sachin @ gmail.com. So maybe there is no Gmail or something, like spelling mistakes or something what they have mentioned, but the application is doing like this. So normally when you are testing this, you are going to remove the @ also sometimes. So this is @ format should be there. So directly I have mentioned Sachin @ gmail.com or something. So it has to throw the error message. It has to throw the error message, but it is not throwing. Now see here, guys. So these are the high priority. Okay. Now steps to reproduce. You can see each and every step. And finally, the defect status is new. Now only we are going to raise the defect. We'll see the next defect. On entering the first 3 characters of the place in the location text box, the system does not prompt the complete name of the location. So what is this one, guys? What is this defect?
Location
What
option.
is this defect, right?
It's not showing
Okay.
complete location.
If they are going to enter the first 3 letters, it has to display the remaining. Maratali means MAR. If I am going to type it now, it has to show Maratali options in the location. So it is not showing this. It is not showing. Now see here. They are going to log the defect. When the user enters the value in all the fields and entering 3 characters in the location field, the system does not prompt the complete name of the location. So what you are expecting? What is the actual result? What is the build version? What is the test data parameters? Okay. One thing wrong it is here. Okay, in this defect. Okay. One thing wrong it is there. Can you say that what exactly the wrong is?
It may not show error message, sir. It may not show the error, it seems.
Okay. So error message expected. See here. It has to prompt here. It has to prompt. It's not the error message, right? Getting what I'm saying? What you are expecting, guys? You are not expecting any error message here. Okay. You are expecting system should prompt.
It has to display the error message, right, sir?
No, how it is, how the error message will display? If you are entering 3 digits, okay, if you are entering MAR, system should prompt here.
Understood.
System has to prompt the complete name of the location. That is what you are expecting, right? Correct or not? Yes or no, guys? Sorry, what happened?
Yes, sir.
So that is the
Yes,
thing.
sir, we got it.
Yeah, complete noun will not look in this application. Error message should be displayed, not error messages. System should prompt it. Okay. After this, okay, you can able to find out the okay everything. There is one more defect. Let me know what is the other one, guys. In this, there is something, one more wrong thing. What she has done it. What is the next one? This one is good. You have found out this. What is the next one, guys?
The budget mistakes.
What is that? Yeah, very good. 2. Next. This one is also wrong. Severity.
Okay.
Severity should be medium or low, guys. Why means, see here, it will be like medium. If you are going to type MAR, if it is not prompting anything, now you can fill the data directly like Martha and you can continue, right? Yes or no? This is also medium. Okay. So next, and one more thing, guys, see here. You are going to type it. See here, location MAR here. Here you are going to type it. This is the thing, right? What they have mentioned. Yes or no? This is the thing, right? Yes or no, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, you'll see the defect here. On entering the first 3 characters of a place in location text box, the system does not prompt. So when you are entering here, you can able to find out the defect here. When you are entering here, it's showing that it is not prompting the entire thing. So you don't want to enter the remaining steps. You can, from here only, you need to log the defect. Why after this again entering all the needs, click on post my requirements, everything. Here itself you can able to find out the defect or not, guys. Yes or no? See, again I'm saying, what is the defect here, guys? Somebody like maybe like somebody has talked from your end, guys. Anyone? Sweta, what is the defect here, Sweta?
Can't understand, sir.
No, what is the defect here, Sweta? Tanusha, what is the defect here, Tanusha?
Actually, they didn't enter the 3 characters in the location, sir.
Okay. So what exactly the defect here? So it is saying this. Here location is there. If I'm going to type MAR, it has to show the full name of Maratalli or some other location. It has to show that, which starts with MAR. Okay, that is the defect. So at that time, you are going to fill your property name, email ID, phone number, and location, that is city. And when you are typing the location here itself, you can able to find out the defects. You don't want to write the remaining steps here. You don't want to write the remaining steps here. Why means here only you are checking. You can able to find out the defect. Now see here, guys. There are 2 types of validations here. Any application, there are 2 types of validations. I'll teach you that. Applications, any application, any software, we have 2 types of validations. Two types of that, any software. First one is, every field we have some validation. Every field we have some validation. Second one is, entering all the fields, and click on any button, click on submit or something, click on submit, then it will verify all the fields, then it will validate all the fields. Correct? See here, we'll take some example. Any one example, just I'm taking, just a moment, please. Here is the browser. I'll mention something like demo web shop. See here, guys. We are going to select the gender. Just see here. If I'm entering some name, or I will enter something like no, it's okay. Just I'm entering that number. Okay. I'm entering some email ID. See here. It is showing the wrong email ID. So you can say this field itself here it is doing, it's a field validation. This is a field validation. This field itself it is saying this is wrong. Or if it is not showing any wrong, I'm going to see here. I'm going to enter some data here. If I'm going to click on register, at the time if it is going to show this now, this will be the second one. So every field you have some validations in some applications. Some field entering all the fields, then only you can see the submit button. Now see here. Here also I will enter something wrong. See here. The field mismatch. So this comes under field validation, right? Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Getting what I'm saying? See, every field, this is a field. If I'm entering wrong here, the field itself it will display the error message. Or some applications on there. You will enter all the details. You will enter some wrong everything. Finally, click on register. At the time only it will show the error message. We have some different types of applications. So that is what I am saying. Some applications, every field you have the validation. Some entering all the fields, you can click on submit this. Then only you can show the defects. For this one also, you can enter the details here. Location itself. If I am going to type MAR, if it is not coming here itself, you can log the defects. You don't want to fill all the things, then post my requirements. Then only you need to log the defect. It's not like it's not required. I am saying this. It's not required. I am saying to fill each and everything. Here itself, you are going to trying to enter some data. Okay. Here itself, you are going to trying to enter some MAR. If you are trying to enter, so it is not displaying the marathon. Here itself, you can able to log the defects. Here also, you don't want to enter all the steps. Till here only you can enter. Getting or not, guys? What I am saying.
Yeah, sir.
Okay. So now you know how to log the defects, right? You can able to log the defects.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next one is requirement traceability matrix. Yes. So this is the requirement traceability matrix. What is the requirement traceability matrix case? You are going to map the requirements with the test scenarios, test case, and the defects. You are going to map it. You are going to map the requirements with the test scenarios, test case, and the defect. So this is a requirement ID. Only one requirement ID is there. For that, I have written 3 test scenarios: scenario 1, scenario 2, scenario 3. For every scenario, I have written test cases. Test case 1, 2, 3 belongs to this scenario. Test case 3 to 8 belongs to this scenario. 9 to 15 belongs to this scenario. And there is some defects. Defects belongs to this test. Test case 6 failed. Test case 7 failed. Test case 8 failed. And this test case belongs to these scenarios and belongs here based on the numbers case. See here. This is my requirement. For this requirement only, I have written 3 test scenarios. So that is the first thing I have mentioned. So this requirement, I have written 3 test scenarios. Okay. Now scenario 1 is there. Go to the test cases. See here. First test case belongs to scenario 1. Second test case belongs to scenario 1. Third test case belongs to scenario 1 because it's a valid test cases. All the valid test case belongs to scenario 1. So that is the thing what they have mentioned. Next one, there is something like test scenario 2. Okay, test scenario 2. The test case 3 belongs to scenario 2. Next, test case 4 belongs to scenario 1. Like this, you are going to write it this, and you are going to map it here. You are going to map it here. So test case 1, 2, and 4 belongs to test scenario 1 and this one. And you have something like these remaining test cases belongs to, these are like negative test cases max. These are like negative test cases which belongs to test scenario 2. And finally, you have some defects which they have mentioned here. Test case 6 failed, so they have logged the defect. Test case 7 failed, so they have logged the defect. Test case 8 failed, they have logged the defects. So this is the traceability matrix. You are mapping the requirement with the test scenario, test case, and defect ID. Clear? Any doubts here, guys?
No, sir.
Clear, sir.
Okay. So now what we will do, it means one more thing. We want to prepare a test database. For this, we need to prepare a test data. Test data we are going to prepare. Okay. Now here, test data parameters. Test data parameters is the field names. Test data parameters. I can mention set one test data, or like data set. You can mention data set one, data set two, data set three, data set four. Okay, I need to prepare the test data. Okay, we'll take very first small example of this. Which one? This demo workshop. This one. I'll take it. First, I will prepare only for login days. One by one we'll see. Then for the real-time application, you need to prepare it. Okay, I have something like login here. Okay, for login, you know this. I need to enter the email ID, password, and click on login base. Okay, if it is here for the first test case, okay, demo web shop applications. You know that first test case, what you can write it, guys? I can enter all valid data and can write one test case, right or not? I can write one test
Yes,
case
sir.
for all entering all the valid data.
Yes, sir.
Or if you want, you want the more number of fields. Now we can go for register also. For register also, see here, I can enter all the valid data. I can able to do it, guys. Okay. For this one, valid data, I need to prepare one set of data for this. One set of data I need to prepare. Okay. For this test case, I am preparing the test data case. Test cases already, after writing the test cases, you are going to prepare the test data. So I am entering all the valid data everywhere. I am going to click on register. So I need to prepare one test data for this. Now I am going to prepare here. I'll take it. So what is the first button here? First one, gender. You can select male, again female. More options we have. What are the options? Male, again female. So I'm preparing the 4 sets of data for this. So each test case I can able to execute 4 times. Next one, first name. First name. We can give some names. Some names we are going to give it. Okay. Next one, last name. We have something like last name. So here everything you are writing only valid data, guys. Last name. Some last name, whatever the last name. So we have entered some last names. So 4 sets of data, see here. Next one is, we have something like email. done with this. So after this, next setup, next we have something like password and confirm password. Password. So I'm mentioning same thing, but you need to give the different sets of data, guys. I'll give something like whatever the name, something we can give it. Don't give the same set of data. Sometimes combination also we can give. So we have given some different sets of data. So confirm password. So same thing. So one test case, I can able to execute the multiple sets of data like this. Getting is what I'm saying. This is for a positive test case. We can do it for a negative test case also, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Getting is what I'm saying. We can do it for a negative test case also. We can give it. So the same like this. We can prepare the test data for a positive test case. We can able to prepare a test data for the negative test case also. You can do it. Yes. Now we'll take one test case from here. Yes. One test case from here. We'll prepare a test data for this. We'll prepare a test data for this. Okay. Check this one. Yes. To check if the user is prevented to post his requirement after entering more than 30 characters in your name field. There is a name field is there. They are trying to post more than 30 characters or less than, like, okay, it will be more than 30 characters. Okay. For the same test case, you can check it for 29, 30, 31 also you can check it. For the same test case, if it is a positive test case, you can check it for 29 and 30. If it is a negative test case, you can check for 31 also you can do it. Case. So different types of data where you can able to mention this. So mobile number you can try with 10 digits or 11 digits. All these things you can try it. We'll take some negative test case and we can prepare the data for this.
Okay, sir.
So guys, you are understanding, right, how the test case looks like, how the scenario will be like, how the requirement
Yes,
will
sir.
be like, the defect, everything. Okay. So this is the
Yes,
thing
sir.
what you are going to do it in. Yeah. So what you can do it better, I can send you this document and the requirement. Go through each and everything. I want you people to edit this document and send it to me, guys. So keep your name here. Keep your name here. Write the date, everything here. Scenario, is there any mistakes in the scenarios? Do it, check it once. Is there any mistakes in the test cases? Check it once. Okay. What are the mistakes you have found it? If you want, you can highlight and send it to me also. Mention it clearly, guys. Mention it clearly. Okay. So like give me some other 1 hour time. What I am going to do it means